Hey, Heartfelt Families, it is Mr. Justin. Today, we're going to be doing a small group activity that has to do with math because this week we've been really focusing on that. And so today we're going to be doing an activity that has to do with money. And so money and math are related in a bunch of different ways. And so whenever your parents or whoever you go out shopping with, whenever we have to adult pays for something, or when you even have to pay for something, we are using money. And so we constantly having to use math to add different numbers and to subtract different numbers and to figure out how much money we need to pay for certain things. And so today we're going to be doing a money sort. And so for mine, I did coins, so I didn't do paper money. And so what I did, and it's kind of depending on what kind of materials you have at home. So for mine, I printed out a picture of a bunch of different coins. So I have some dimes and some nickels, some quarters and pennies. And so another way you could do it is you could actually, with the help of your parents, go through their wallet or their purse, and maybe they can help you find some extra loose change they have. And if they don't have it, I didn't have any change on me. I printed some out, but if you don't have a printer, you can't do that. You can also draw your own money too. So you can draw your own pennies and nickels. And so what you're going to do is you're going to have like a good amount of all this kind of type of change, and you're going to be able to sort them. So I'll kind of show you what it looks like. So for mine, I did it on a piece of paper. And so I sorted out my pennies, and these are my nickels, my dimes, and my quarters. And so what I did first was I kind of looked at each coin, and I looked at how they look different. So each coin, they're different sizes. A lot of them are similar color. Penny's the only one that's kind of a different color. But they have different sizes, and on their face they have different things. And so that was really helpful for me when I sorted, but I definitely encourage you guys to kind of figure out your own way to sort them and kind of decide which coins belong with one another. And so I did mine in paper. What you could also do if your parents have some tape at home, you could also do a big sort on your table and kind of make a T with the tape to make four sections so you can separate the coins out that way too. But this activity is really fun, and it's helpful because you also get to work with money, which you'll be using for the rest of your life. And so it's a great activity to start with. And then this section of the video is kind of for the parents to talk about what parts of curriculum and parts of core and high school curriculum that this particular activity kind of covers. One of the most kind of basic ones, and that a lot of activities that we do cover, is fine motor skills, which is just children being able to show that they can work with, especially pennies and like different coins because they are smaller, are able to kind of coordinate all the muscles in their hands and stuff like that to be able to pick them up and sort them. And so that's something that's really great to always encourage and always to work with. Counting is really great. So at the end of this, I had the same amount, but for yours, I definitely encourage you to ask your kids or your children, like what coins did you have the most of? What coins did you have the least amount of? Did you have the same amount of some coins? And so definitely asking that and kind of encouraging your children to count things is super important, and it's definitely going to be helped later on as well. And another thing is shapes. So it really helps. Of course, these are all circles, but they have different sizes. And so you could ask your child, well, what shapes are they? And are they all the same size? And helping them being aware of different kinds of shapes. And then another thing is, of course, like spatial awareness and kind of being able to be aware of the space they're working with and being able to separate the coins into different sections where they can be viewed separate enough away from each other, so you can see like this section's for pennies and this section's for quarters. And then the last one would really be, or I would say two actually more. One thing I would encourage you to do before you do this activity is ask your child to kind of predict, be like, just look at the handful of quarter or change you have and maybe ask them, well, when you look at this, what change or what coin do you think we're going to have the most of? And then at the end, you can also do that by like actually comparing and being like, well, you thought at the beginning you're going to have the most of pennies, and it turns out you're right, or maybe you're wrong. And so that is really great because it helps children being able to kind of look ahead and being able to predict what's going to happen. And that's really good for cognitive development. And then the last one I think super important, and it's very in tune with this project, is classifying. So kids being able to look at certain things and figure out that some things don't belong or some things belong with each other, and being able to separate and group things. So I hope that helped, and I really encourage you guys to do this activity. It was really fun, and it's really easy because you can do it in many different ways. But I hope everyone has a great rest of their Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys next week. Okay, bye.